Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the stock show coming at you on a Sunday every week here from Florida. One hell of a drug. And so wherever you are tuning in from around the world, welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about what is smart money doing and what can we learn from that. And we'll be covering just a couple of articles before we jump into the stocks portfolio that we have been trading. And we're going to look at how they've all performed. We have all of our buy entries in. And of course, we're now been taking profits on the way up. Will we get some fresh buy entries? Will we come back? Some of these trades have paid off over 3 times so far. So we're going to check that out, and we're going to get into the charts at the end of the show. If you haven't smashed the like already, because you knew what I was going to say if you're a regular watcher of the show, if you haven't smashed the like button already, smash that like button. This helps support the channel and does get this content out to more people. I really do appreciate that, and all the kind and encouraging words that I get really do mean a lot to me, that you take the time to put those in the comments. And of course, all the questions, I do look to get back to those as soon as I am able to. And remember, the cheat sheet is in the description, okay? And the description of this video, and it has all the links that I offer. And of course, it has crypto tabs as well as the stock tab, which I've added. I can't remember when I added that, maybe a month or more ago, 2 months ago, I'm not sure. But that's there, of course, so you can follow all the stocks trade as well. Okay, we're going to jump into the show, and we're going to see what we've got going on here. So first of all, the smart money is bullish according to the OEX open interest ratio, okay? Don't bet against them, okay? Why not bet against them? It's extremely low. Over the last 20 years, these trades have been very accurate at timing market turning points, so the interest at low levels. When the ratio is high, it means they're going short and often coincides with market tops. When the ratio is low, it signals they're going long. This usually marks market bottoms. Currently, OEX traders are aggressively long. This is the most bullish they've been since March 2009, when they marked the bottom of the financial crisis bear market. Do they know something that we don't know? Are we in for some significant upside there? What do you think? In the comments below, are we about to see the stock market absolutely crush it and rock it off, or are we due for a correction? What is smart money telling us? This is some very interesting data that I thought that you might be interested in there. And then I thought this was very interesting because, with all the events that are going on globally, this can lead to market volatility. And here we have a graph of market resilience in the face of turmoil, how the Dow Jones has responded to major geopolitical events. And let's have a quick look at this here. And I thought this was absolutely fascinating. I'm going to move myself to the middle here, or maybe I can just switch myself off for a moment here. And you can see that essentially when we had all these major events here, there was an initial impact and drop. And this was anywhere between, 5% impact up to 17% impact. But within 3 months, there had been significant recovery. 6 months, obviously fantastic recovery. And within 12 months, we were seeing some pretty incredible recoveries. And what that teaches us, history doesn't always repeat, that often rhymes, that you see here that these were tremendous dip buying opportunities here. They were tremendous dip buying opportunities there. So again, maybe this is what smart money is prepared for. Maybe this is why they are going long there. But not everybody is bullish, and we don't know why certain people choose to sell. But we've certainly seen Warren Buffett sell a bunch of stocks, and Michael Dell is also following. he sold a bunch, and I know Amazon has sold a bunch as well. And maybe they're just hedging, maybe they're just de-risking a little bit off the table, or maybe they know something we don't know, and maybe they feel that there's going to be a significant drop, like we just saw on the chart before, and then buy back to ride higher, which is, obviously a risky strategy, because what if it doesn't drop? But again, I'll always say this, that no one ever lost money taking profits. Okay, so some interesting takes on what smart money is up to, and also some interesting take there on how the stock market has rebounded after initial drop, usually on the news of something, and then it has time to absorb that. It'll be interesting to see if there's any further tension in the Middle East. Possibly, is it already priced in? Because people know that they warned that there could be an retaliation, and so now people are expecting that retaliation. Is that already priced in? Do you think the retaliation is priced in, or do you think once there is a retaliation as expected that the market is going to take a hit? I'd like to know your thoughts on that. Okay, we're going to jump into the cheat sheet that we have here, and here is the section that we have for crypto, but we're going to go to the stock section here, and we've been trading these. So we're going to go through them and look at our portfolio. How are we doing with these trades? If you ended these trades with me, you are in all positions here. You're in all these positions here. Certainly all of these positions has been hit. Well, let me just say all of these positions have been hit. Not all of our price targets to the downside has been hit for building those positions. So let's first of all have a look at Apple. We had an entry at 220, and then we were able to get up there to 232, and we're coming back to a possible entry here at around 220, at around 222. This is where the 50-day moving average is at now. So we're actually still in this trade. Okay, we haven't gotten to a take profit level yet, but our aggressive entry is around 220, around 222 there. You could possibly make that 222. I might just update that there. But it's close enough there. Honestly, when it gets close to my price target, sometimes I'm just like, I'm just going to take it, jump in. How many times has it been where you put your entry at like $220 and it comes down to 221 and you're like, oh, I missed it by a dollar. That's why I like popping it just above my entry there. So very interesting there. Amazon, we had the entries at 155, 170, and 180 that all got hit. And so as we jump into the Amazon chart, we are looking at where we have possibility down here again at 180. So we could get another entry there. We didn't quite come up to a take profit, did we? Here, so we haven't quite hit that first take profit. We were pretty close, so it could give another option for another entry here. So we could put a little bit just around that 180, 179 area for Amazon. Obviously, we're looking for a successful retest. What does that mean? Is that we come down and you can either take the entry here, or you can wait for it to bounce and then retest it, and then can get in the trade. Obviously, we've got other order blocks to the downside there because we are building these positions. So certainly if we did lose 180, you could get in at 180, or you could leave that level if it just breaks straight through it and look at how it reacts at 170 or 155. So it doesn't mean that if we've got 180 here, because this is an aggressive entry, that you have to absolutely take that entry. I'm not necessarily taking the entry at 180 because it just might melt straight through it. There might just be a candle that just goes straight through that level, and therefore I want to see how it reacts at that level there, and we could wait for it to come down to this. We've got a Lux Algo order block down here around this 170 level. We also have the 200 EMA on the daily at 173 or 174. So I think that for me right there would be a better entry, and so I'm going to change that level there to a 174 level for a entry there, and that is the preferred entry, but we might not see it come down there, and that's why sometimes taking the aggressive entry can pay off, because sometimes the aggressive entry is all that got hit. Like on Palantir, we only got the aggressive entry, and on the S&P 500, we only got the aggressive entry there as well. And of course, as always, this is not financial advice, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Said the great Maximus Decimus Meridius from the movie Gladiator there. I hope you have seen that movie. It's a fantastic watch there. Okay, so Amazon, so ASTS, looks like we got back into the buy zone. So we came in, we took profit where we were under the 50-day moving average there, and we have butted our head up against it. So so we want to see a break and a retest of that. So where are we at there? Did we get a nice? Yeah, we did. We've hit a new buy zone. We've hit the buy zones again. We went up, and so this has been a great trade, because we went up and we took profits off the table, and now we can come back to that $26 level and buy it back for $14 lower. This is how you accumulate wealth. This is how you accumulate extra stocks without spending extra money, because you're just taking the profits that you got and buying it back a whole lot lower, plain and simple. Or you could have exited the trade there as well, exited the whole trade and just bought it back a whole lot lower with your original capital and taken the profit off the table. That's a couple of great strategies for you to decide how you want to do that. Okay, so we're in the buy zone for ASTS. That is a buy currently. All right, and then we look at our Coinbase trade at 170 here. Okay, so we are below. This is still historically, these have been good buy zones. We have a low, we have a higher low here, and certainly we're coming up against the EMA ribbons as we did break through it. And then look what happened here. We hit resistance here and we've come back. So we are still in the buy zone for Coinbase. The 160, 185, 200 level, we are in the buy zone there. Certainly, you don't have to wait for it to come back to 160, 185. So if it's at 170, that's a buy for me. That's a pick up some more Coinbase at this level at 170. Of course, you could wait for it to see if it will come back to that level of where we're at, 160. You could come back to see if it's going to come back to that 160 level here, which it already did. So hopefully you already got this buy-in this week down at that lower 160 level. If not, it's still in the buy zone for me. It's still under these key moving averages. And so that does make it an attractive price point, I think, especially with the crypto bull run. Essentially, usually it takes off in October and then will run for about another year. And that is usually the most parabolic phase. So I think Coinbase and MicroStrategy in particular should do quite well during that, whether you're in crypto or not. You may just trade stocks. This could be a good one. Okay, so Google, I know that we got re-entries here, and the yellow is we got re-entries. So orange means that we got entries, and this is we got re-entries here just recently here. And we've got Google up, and Google is 167. Is that correct? Yeah, 167. So we did come off. There was the trade. We could have got back in the trade there. Certainly it came down pretty low. And so let's have a look with Google. We're still in the buy zone. You're $2 above it. If you missed this one here, we came back and got 150. We haven't got to 190 yet, but certainly this is still a buy. 167, 165. Very close. That's still a buy there for Google. Meta has been performing pretty well. We already got our buys in at 435 and 460. And so we're going to see Meta there. I'll just come up with Meta. And yeah, that's obviously not a buy for Meta, as I expected. It just keeps climbing. And have we hit our next take profit? Not yet. So we're not at our next take profit yet for Meta, but we're certainly on our way. MicroStrategy, we've got buys in at 120 and 130. We already hit our first take profit for MicroStrategy, the Bitcoin And then we look at a little bit of a double top here. So we did hit our first take profit. Obviously, looking to get back in the trade if we can, if we do see it come down. Obviously, with any Bitcoin dump, MicroStrategy seems to take a little bit of a tumble as well. But certainly there with MicroStrategy, our next take profit is at 200. And if we look at the chart there, certainly we're getting a little bit stuck there. And there is a Fibonacci level coming in at 180, and it kind of did pop up into that. So certainly that could be a take profit level, and certainly with it getting stuck there, if we did see a little bit of rejection, you may want to, and obviously, again, if we don't get to our take profit levels at 200, sometimes it can get stuck, and then we come back down again to these levels and we get other opportunities. Make sure that you're moving your stop loss up to protect the profit, okay? So if we do see a rejection here, take profit here, and then come back down into the zone. So I am going to add this additional take profit there level for MicroStrategy here, and just update the sheet because I do think that we are getting a little stuck there. Did we get that in? Pop that in. And then 180 here. They can be our take profit level. So we've revised that. So certainly 180 can be our next take profit level there for MicroStrategy. We're jumping into Microsoft. And let's look at the charts for Microsoft. And certainly we've seen quite a large tumble, and now we're under the 50-day moving average, and we're coming back to this $410 level. Now we got in on Microsoft. So we have got a new entry. We didn't get to our 470 take profit, so we have a new entry here from Microsoft. If you missed out, we have hit that $4.20 level there, so we are going to add that as yellow, okay? And so therefore we have that entry there from Microsoft, and so that is a buy. Didn't quite get to that level. NVIDIA has been absolutely fantastic. We've taken profit twice, so we've been able to trade up on this twice for NVIDIA. And if we look at where we are at now, we're up around that $124 level. And of course, we haven't gotten back up there again, but certainly we're looking out for 115, 105, and 90, and then looking at take profit at these levels. We've already taken profit twice on this trade. Okay, and looking at Palantir, this has turned out, I believe, to be quite a good trade. Let's check in on our Palantir trade. And it's off like a rocket ship, as I thought. And so we're up at $40 on Palantir. And certainly we're not quite at our first take profit zone there. But remember to move your stop loss up. So if we get stop lossed out of this trade, we can get stop lossed out in profit and may see it come down. We just may not. And it's certainly like one of these trades, you could just see it. As you can see, we've had small pullbacks up, small pullbacks up, smaller pullback. And it seems like each pullback is smaller and people are getting just more and more bullish with this trade. We got our $45 target to the upside. So let's see if we can get that hit without having a tumble. And at least if you have your stop loss, you can get taken out and profit there. The S&P 500, the SPY we only just got that one entry there. Where is it? We'll come back to that there. Let's head down the list there to our next entry, Soundhound, $4.69, and that's been really ripping good trade. We got out profit at $5.85, so we're looking at $4.35 for that. And then lastly on the list here is the Tesla trade, which we did hit the take profit again at 260. Okay, so we took profit again, 260, another take profit at 260. So this trade has absolutely been crushing. If we were to come back 225, I'm not sure if we will. We've got the Robotaxi event coming up. And so what we could do is just come back. This wouldn't be the worst place to have gotten back in the trade here around that 200 $140 level just as a quick trade. We certainly do have some big resistance here, and maybe we can break through that retest, that is support, but we are coming into that event, and that could be quite bullish for Tesla, and we could see some appreciation of the stock. So take profit there, or you got stop loss out if you had your stop loss moving up. Certainly still in that trade, because we're in this trade. We keep going on this trade because our next take profit is at 315 and 375 for Tesla. But certainly there was a little opportunity there on the pullback to add more to the position there at about 240. And I should have a little add more to the position level, because if you moved your stop loss up, it's not going to be an issue if you got stopped out. So certainly there, although I take profit there was, So we'll leave that for now. I think if you manage to add back to your position at 240, which is basically if you take profit at 260 and you're adding back what you sold at 260 at 240, that's a good trade, okay? And so that is what I kind of meant by that. All right, and then the SPY, of course, has been doing extremely well. And we only got that one entry on the SPY. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything come back lower than that, and so we weren't able to jump back in there on the SPY. Our original entry on the SPY was at 538. We came back and hit that 560 level. Looks like we came back and gave that a little bit of a retest, and then we're off again. My take profit for the SPY to the upside was still in the trade. We're still in all these trades, okay? We didn't close out of any of them, but a 610 and then 690 as well. So far, so good. There certainly are still some entries on the table, most notably Coinbase. Come on, get it together on your Sunday. Coinbase is still an entry. Google is still an entry. ASTS is still an entry, and Microsoft is still an entry. The rest, we got our entries already. We're on the way up. We've taken profits. And so, as always, hopefully you have made some good gains on this. If you followed my trades, these are trades that I'm on every single one of these trades. I haven't closed out of any of these positions. I've taken profit at all these levels, and I've gotten in at these levels as well. And so until the next episode, which is Monday, tomorrow, we've got the crypto show daily. Then we've got the altcoin show as well. Until then, happy trading.